What's up, Connect crew? You know I wasn't gonna be here today, but I'm here virtually. You know, throwing everybody off their game. Anyhow, I'm excited to share this day 3 activities with you. I think you're really gonna like it. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Knox just for being here with us yesterday and also for facilitating today. So let's give a round of applause to Mr. Knox. Stepping up to the table, just out the gate with quickness. So we really appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Knox. And so I wanted to show you something that was on the very back of your worksheet that I gave you yesterday. Hopefully you'll get those back today. But is some of the benefits of being in Connect Crew. You're gonna be able to put this on your college application. This is gonna be a resume builder. You can put this on a future job application. You are our first Connect Crew. Inaugural means first. The first Connect Crew we've ever had at ATSA. You will get volunteer hours for this every single week that you can put, again, on a college application, on a scholarship application, which there are many scholarships available. Trust me, there are so many more than what you might think. A job application, anything for a resume. It looks very good on any of those type of applications to have volunteer community service hours where you're giving back to others, because that speaks to your character. That speaks to you caring about, you know, people around you. And everybody wants somebody like that on their team, at their school, at their place of employment. So this is a great thing for that. You also get special recognition at graduation. Any student, any graduating senior in Aspire that's part of Connect Crew gets an extra seal on your diploma. You know what I mean? Bragging rights. You know what I'm talking about? Bragging rights. And you get extra cord to wear at graduation, those cords that go down. So you'll be able to have that also, recognizing the work that you do. Beyond that, you get to help others. And one of the best ways that I have found, and so many others have found, like helping themselves, is helping other people. Helps us become better people in the process. So many benefits. Okay.
So anyways, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
I love this movie, Nacho Libre, but anyways, talking to Encarnacion, it's like, anyways, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. So we're gonna get down to the details for today. I wanted to show you all the stages of human development, and I circled here. This is kind of, you know, where the middle school students are and where you are too, like adolescence, middle childhood, somewhere in between there. But why I wanted to share that is because a lot of the interesting behaviors, and it wasn't that long ago that you all were in middle school, that middle school students present, those behaviors are developmental. A lot of it has to do with the brain not being fully developed, a lot of things related to social pressure and stuff. And so middle school students will just kind of act, you know, a little extra squirrely. I'm sure you see it. You didn't see it when you were in middle school yourself, but now as you look at these 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, you're like, oh man, yeah, like that. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind as a way to be like empathetic towards these youngsters that you're going to be working with. And so you remember I showed this video of Dylan yesterday. We were talking about this mentoring that we did. And a lot of what we were exploring together was to increase our own empathy, right? So like if you were Dylan and it was a year since your mom passed away, how might you behave in school? What do you feel? What do you need? So as we think with those lenses, it helps us apply that when we're looking at situations with our students, right? We're not gonna pry and be like, what's going on at home? What's your home life like? But it gives us an awareness sometimes when students present certain types of challenging behaviors. We talked about that shield, right? Behind the shield is the sword. We want others to put their shield or their guard down. Sometimes we've got to do that ourselves, right? And to not be intimidated by the shield, because it's a way to keep us safe. And so when we feel or see that in others, in these middle school students we're working with, that's a way for us to know, okay, they don't feel safe yet, so I'm not going to press them too hard, right? And, you know, thinking about how we make sense in the trauma that we experience, that's a good lens for us just to continue to have. Going back, remember when Dylan, you can do your dear mama, he's like, this is easy. I do that every day. And then he got really excited, right? And you could see his guard go down. And so we're looking for that non-verbal communication from the students to see that they feel safe. They feel like they could trust us, right? And until they do, we gotta work on, okay, I wanna make sure that they feel safe in this situation. If they're not, I'm not gonna push them too hard. So we're gonna do some scenarios and role playing. And I really encourage you when we go through these, because what I'm doing is I'm setting you up for success. I'm not about to put you in some middle school classes and, you know, like it's gonna be a failure. Nope, don't believe in that. Care about y'all too much. You're too important. You've just shown, you show me a lot of respect out the gate, and I see that you're good people. And so I wanna set you up for success. And so we're gonna go through these scenarios in your music festival groups with your leaders. I want to encourage you highly to not say when we go through them, if I was in this situation, I would do that. Like, pretend that you're in the situation. The more authentic it is to the actual situation, you'll feel very equipped. So just really fully like put yourself in that place, almost like acting, right? But it's like good practice. Okay, so here's the first scenario. You're in 6th grade, or you're in a 6th grade class. You're assigned to work with a small group of students. You introduce yourself to the group with a statement similar to this. Hey, my name's Ben. I'm a Connect crew leader in 11th grade. I'm here to help and support you this year during advisory. And then you tell, your hobbies, right? Let's get people's shield down. In my free time, I like to ride my skateboard. I spend time with my family. I like listening to all kinds of music. My favorite kind of food is probably Mexican food and Japanese food. That's the intro. Because your teacher that you work with is likely going to have you introduce yourself to the whole class or to a small group. So what I'd like you to do now, you see the directions there, Jesus, Kayla, LaKayla, and Jackie. If you can lead your groups in this role play activity, so each of us are imagining, it's the first day, I'm in the middle school advisory, and the teacher has asked me to introduce myself to the class, right? So like Jesus with your group with Los Machos, I would recommend you go around and like just have each person just do that as if they're in the class. It's a little bit more practice. So, hey, I'm so-and-so, this is my name, and just give a quick introduction. But really like try to pretend that you're in the class to set you up for success. All right. So Mr. Knox, if you could push pause here, then we'll go to the next part. Give you guys time to go through this. All right, hopefully Mr. Knox pushed pause so you guys had this time to go through this scenario. And now I'm not sure how that felt, but just think about that as you're going in, because you're going to be asked to introduce yourself multiple times. And so you want to be ready with that. Think about a couple things that you could share about your personal life that you're comfortable sharing that might connect you with these middle school kids. Don't have to be bound by that. You could say, you know what, my name's so-and-so, my name is Duchess, and I remember when I was in 6th grade, I like to do X, Y, and Z, and so I'm excited to be here with you, blah, blah, blah. Like, just make it authentic to you, but kind of practice it so that you're ready out the gate. I call it like elevator pitch, right? Like your elevator speech. Going up and down an elevator, just something quick, 30 seconds. All right, next scenario. That one kid. So after introducing yourself to the class, the teacher tells you, all right, okay, Duchess, you're gonna work with this small group of students. She pulls you aside and says that she would like you to show some extra love and support to a student named Dylan. After you introduce yourself to Dylan, he don't respond. He just ignores you. So you try one more time. Hey, Dylan, I'm Duchess. I'm gonna be working with you in the class this year. How are you? In response, Dylan says, I heard you the first time. What do you think I can't hear? And then he just turns back around. Here's your directions for this one. This is Jackie, Kayla, LaKayla, Jesus. You're gonna lead your group in this discussion. Here's the directions. Why might Dylan have responded to you this way? So think about the video I shared when Dylan and I were talking. Other than he's just a little why might have Dylan given you this kind of attitude? Like, why might he have shown you that attitude? Not just like, oh, well, he's a little punk. What would be a wrong way to respond to Dylan's behavior? And what are some effective ways to respond? So in your group, practice this. Pause video here again, Mr. Knox. Okay, last scenario relates to the teacher. So I'm really trying to give you a good picture of what it's going to look like going into advisory, introducing yourself, working with how to respond with some students that might, exhibit some challenging behaviors, and then also the dynamics with the teacher. It's been 2 weeks since you started supporting in a 7th grade advisory class. The experience is not what you expected. Maybe the teacher gave you like a lot more or a lot less responsibility than you thought you were going to have or that you're comfortable with. So in your music festival groups, role play through this scenario. How are you going to tell this to the teacher? Because I don't want you in a situation where, you feel like man, I'm not doing anything in this class. Or, gosh, the teacher's like making me teach a class all day. We don't want that to happen, right? So we want you to be able to communicate effectively to the teachers. So you can use these prompts. When would be a good time to talk with the teacher? When should you address this with the teacher? Think about that. How do you begin the convo? Like, what do you say? Hey, I don't like what you're doing. I hate your class. What's your problem? Like, obviously you're not going to say that, but like, how do you begin that convo? And then what should you not do in this situation? I think talking about it kind of gives you good guardrails. Like, okay, I don't want to go on this side. Like, I don't want to be too this way, and I don't want to be too that way. So have that conversation with your group. All right, now that is everything for today. So Mr. Knox, I'm not too sure how this is all gonna take. Maybe you guys get through it all today, maybe you don't. But if you get through everything, maybe just use this time, just chill, talk to each other, kind of kick back, get to know each other some more, have some questions, but I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you. That's it. Peace.